Okay, so we're going to talk about how we're going to deal with wins and losses because losses come with trading. It's unfortunate, but it's true. There's no strategy on this earth that comes with a 100% win rate, right? Because we're the market is not predictable all the time, right? There's a chance that it might do something that you didn't predict one day, right? And you lose a trade, right? It happens all the time to the best traders in the world, right? Most strategies are around 80 to 90% win rates that are good strategies, right? So if we know our strategy, which the strategy that we use has about an 80% rate, so if we know that our strategy has an 80% win rate, right, then that means that we would win 8 out of 10 trades. So it's important that we only trade one time a day, right? You'll hear hundreds of traders say or see them trade multiple times a day, right? If you trade more than one time a day, for the most part, when you're starting, you're going to bring your win rate down, right? Because if you're taking trades that are not in your strategy, which is what you're doing most of the time when you trade more than once, you're gonna lose because your strategy is not correctly in play and you're gonna lower your win rate, right? You're gonna make yourself unprofitable. If you do that every day of the week, then all of a sudden you're winning 5 out of 10 trades, right? And if you do that over the course of months and months and months, you're going to be losing like 30%, or you're going to be winning only like 30% of the time. That makes you super unprofitable, right? And so we need to understand that no matter if we lose our trade or win our trade, it is so important that we only take one trade a day, right? Now, the reason why 80% of traders fail is not because their strategy is bad, right? Or because trading's a scam or whatever else they'll tell you, right? It's because they don't know how to control their emotions and their psychology, right? Psychology is 90% of trading, the strategy is 10%, right? Because you can come into a trading day, win your first trade, right? And then you have an ego, right? You feel like you're him, okay? And then you go and because you won that first trade, you're like, okay, I won a trade today, right? I'll just trade again and win another one. But that's not how this works, right? So we need to understand that taking a win or taking a loss should not affect how many trades we should take, right? Or we should not get emotional at all because when you get emotional, you do not trade correctly, right? So there's two things that people often do when they take losses, right? So they'll either um, revenge trade and crash out, or you can get off the markets, right? If our strategy has an 80% win rate, what do you think is better? Going back to the market and losing more trades, or taking that loss and saying we'll make it back tomorrow, right? Obviously taking that loss and making it back tomorrow because people will try to revenge trade, and even I did it when I first started. You'll try to revenge trade, you'll lose everything, and then all of a sudden you're there with a blown account or you're down $1,000 instead of down $500. Um, so yeah, don't take more than one trade a day. Control your emotions when you win or lose, right? Because if you can't control your emotions, you're never going to be a successful person in trading, right? So that's the two main things that are important. And when you win, right, you don't go into the next trading day thinking you're him. You still trade mechanically, you still trade without emotion, you trade following your strategy, right? You're not going to trade because, oh, I won my trade yesterday, so I'm just going to enter off of whatever I feel like, right? Because I think I'm him. That happens a lot to people who go on large win streaks, because you might go on a large win streak and then you lose it all in one day, you lose all the profit from that win streak in one day because you let your emotions get the best of you because you took one loss and you couldn't deal with it. That's going to happen to some of y'all. It happened to me too. So you just need to control your emotions no matter whether you're winning or losing, because it can really affect whether you're a profitable trader or not. If you want to be in that 98%, 95%, then don't follow your rules, don't follow your strategy, just trade when you feel like. Okay? If you want to be a part of that 2 to 5% that is actually making money for this and actually gets rich off of this, then you need to follow and control your emotions, right? You don't want to think emotionally. And when I'm saying this, I don't mean when you're trading you can't have emotions, right? You can have emotions. When I'm about to hit take profit, I'm super excited. When I'm about to hit stop loss, I'm kind of sad, right? But the thing that we can't let happen is let it control us, right? So if I'm about to hit stop loss, right, I don't exit the trade early, because there's a lot of times where I've done that and then it comes back up and it hits my take profit, right? Or if we're trading emotionally and we're winning, right, we don't want to take profits early, right? We want to have our strategy fully play out, right? If we did it correctly, it should hit full take profit. Now, so we don't ever really want to make decisions emotionally, right? We want to be very mechanical with decisions. That doesn't mean you can't have emotions while you're trading. I think that's a big misconception in a lot of the trading industry, right? Is that you can't have any emotions while trading. And while that's probably best, that's not true. So yeah, that's how to deal with like wins and losses. I'm going to go into another psychology video because a lot of this is going to be psychology. My strategy is super simple, but you need to understand psychology to be able to win a lot, right? So we're going to go into that next.